As you can see, a rather dismal afternoon at the SCG, and if we can take a closer look at the centre of the ground after the toss has been effected, you'll find it's going to be very, very slippery. And the Swans' captain Mark Browning has won the toss, and he will kick to the Bradman stand end of the ground, favoured by the tide, I think, gentlemen.
Yes, I'm sure the conditions at the Hawthorn Social Club, where there's so many there today, would be far better than it is right here.
I've no doubt about that whatsoever. The umpire in the reserve grade match here this afternoon, or the curtain raiser match, I should say, as Peter Russo picks up the ball and has a practice kick, was actually throwing it up in the centre. That gives us a possible indication that it's going to be a very, very wet afternoon of football there. Really winter football.
Bob, the order of the day, as an ex-coach, you would tell the players to get the ball at the centre and kick it straight to the goals. Don't mess about the flanks today.
I don't think that principle ever changes, Lou.
Whether it's wet or dry, that's right.
Wet or dry, you still have to attack the ball. And unfortunately, sometimes in conditions like this, you can be first to the ball and, because of the conditions, not finish up with it. One
of Hawthorn's high flyers that played so well in the Foster's Football Cup the other night, Dermot Burton on screen, number 23. Of course, the conditions are not going to suit him today, but he's a pretty versatile player, Bob, and Hawthorn would expect big things from him in that key position of centre-half forward.
Yes, in the past I must admit to have been a little critical of Dermot not putting 4 quarters together, but his second half against Melbourne last week was absolutely fantastic. He did continue it on for 4 quarters in the night game, and I don't think conditions will worry Dermot Burton. He really is a top player, and you could say that he'd be the rage of the 80s.
I tell you what, Luke, just on that point, remember the conditions in Adelaide on Tuesday night weren't totally dissimilar.
No, that's
to this.
right.
We had a very heavy shower, and Brereton played a good 4 quarters of football.
Certainly did. I'm just wondering our...
We join our viewers through ADS Channel 7 in Adelaide. Join us at the SCG, a wet afternoon for the Sydney Swans and Hawthorn. The match just about to get underway.
I'm just wondering how Peter Knights would feel in this comeback game, Bobby. He'd be as excited as a young player playing his first game, possibly.
I'm sure he would, Lou, and he has lined up at half forward where he was selected. Ian Roberts is against him. Roberts was selected on the interchange bench. Brett Scott has gone to the bench.
Dunstall at full forward for Hawthorn. Matthews in the forward pocket to be minded by Ackerley.
Mew to full back. Abbott to centre half-back.
First quarter from the SCG, Sevens Big League, and it's a real wet afternoon in the Harbour City. And predictably, umpire Ian Robinson throwing the ball into the air, picked up by Robinson. And Hawthorn swing into attack straight away. He's gone for a short pass, trying to find Matthews. A bit of misunderstanding there. Ackerley wisely off the carpet. Ball very wide, bounding towards the boundary line, and in fact has just traversed it. It will be a boundary throw-in, pretty well on the centre wing position. I think we'll see a few more kicks off the ground today. Rain still falling very heavily here in Sydney. Knocked down by Payton. The umpire has found a free kick. He's played the advantage role to Hawthorn. Wallace up towards full forward. Byrne in front, can't take the mark. Matthews at the back, just about got it. Matthews puts the body in well. Eade carts the ball over the boundary line, and we'll see it thrown back into play in Hawthorn's right forward pocket.
This is the day that blondes and redheads and dark-headed fellas are all the same colour, Pete.
Yes, it's a commentator's nightmare, or they can be. And the umpire is paying a free kick to the Swans. It will be taken by John Ironmonger, Lou's mate. Up towards centre wing. Knocked away by Russo. Knights went through, got one for his corner from Danaher. And umpire Peter Howe will bounce it on centre wing. Like cool conditions in Sydney, temperature only around about the 16-degree mark. So the players certainly going to earn their money this afternoon. Knocked down by Ironmonger. Eade fumbles, finally gets a short kick out. Robertson was grabbed when not in possession, and he will take the free kick for